Not sure how to tackle your taxes? Are you sweating the small print? You may be experiencing FOMO, the fear of messing up. The answer? Using TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They help you get your biggest refund, and then we help you do more with it, with a personalized plan designed to help you hit your money goals. It's time to take your taxes to the max. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Taxi.
Okay, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Sunday morning. With us today is Bonnie Brady, and she's worried about our city, our state, our country. And what is her number one thing? Well, the windmills in the Atlantic Ocean. They are hurting the animals. They are hurting the fishermen. And maybe we're going to end up with triple the price of electricity. And Bonnie Brady, give us an update. What the heck is going on with those windmills?
Hi, John. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. What is going on with the windmills? The latest breaking news is that Green Oceans, which is an environmental group out of Rhode Island, along with the New England Fishermen's Stewardship Association and two of Indian tribes from Rhode Island and some citizens, are suing Bureau of Ocean Energy Management because of the Sunrise Wind Farm on Cox's Ledge. That is, you've heard me a zillion times say, the one with an open-loop cooling water intake system that is going to be taking almost 8 million gallons of seawater daily, sucking it up, injecting it with bleach, and then releasing it as 90-degree effluent into the water column
on
a habitat area of particular concern on Cox's Ledge. Yes.
That is not good at all.
No, it's almost...
Say it again one more time so our listeners can hear that. They're going to be taking up how much water a day and releasing it back in?
Almost 8 million gallons of seawater daily. In Cox's Ledge, which is an area of particular concern, it is a cod spawning ground, right whales, you name it, everything lives there. Well, it used to. And they're sucking it up daily. They're using it to cool this high-voltage AC to DC converter station for the cabling that's going to come on land at Smith Point County Park. And then they're going to release the water after they use it to cool the system as 90-degree effluent into the water column, because larvae love a good bleach jacuzzi, basically. It's insanity, and it should have never been approved for a variety of reasons, but most importantly, the Clean Water Act, which is run by the EPA, says for any system that they use that does that on land, remember, because this is in the middle of the water out in the ocean, on land, if you had more than 2.6 million gallons of seawater daily, you had to do something called best technology available to prove it, to allow it to happen. They used the step down and said, well, but we don't have a law, so we're going to use best professional judgment instead. They knew when they approved it under the Biden administration, it was a lower bar, even though any other facility that was right at the end of the water line for whether it's a, gas turbine or nuclear or anything over 2.5 million gallons has got the higher bar. No problem. No, see it, don't worry. So it's a real travesty, and I'm thrilled to death that New England Fishermen's Stewardship Association is part. As you know, I got the job now as the policy director, and in addition, we've got a couple of the tribes. We've got a variety of fishermen from different states that are all going to be terribly affected, not only because their fish that they catch will obviously be affected by the billions of organisms that will be killed as a result of this process, but also because the marine radar won't work. So God forbid they have a problem with their boat, the search and rescue capabilities of the Coast Guard will be limited dramatically. And in addition, they have to worry in general about flipping their boat if they catch a cable, a 345,000 volt cable that's going to go, I believe it's something like 80 miles from the site of where they put up these monstrosities all the way into what was once a great county park, Smith Point County Park. It's by the memorial to the Lockerbie plane that went down. People camp out there, they go fishing there, and now they have to worry about a 345,000-volt cable under their beach.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, is there any good news? I can't believe what they're doing to the ecology of the Atlantic Ocean. I can't believe what they're doing to these stupid windmills. That is really not pro-environment. It's against the environment.
Well, what they're doing, too, is they're ignoring the law that the Trump administration put into place. There's specifically a involvement with the secretary had an order in place during the Biden administration, during the Trump administration, that said, if this causes harm to other user groups, we're not going to approve it. When the Biden administration came in, they immediately yanked that opinion, and they put in another one going, no, we have to balance the differences between the different user groups and between the different uses of the oceans, which was never the intent of the Outer Continental Shelf Lands Act. So as soon as, once again, the Trump administration came back in place, they yanked that and they put back the original order by the secretary. But yet, for some reason, BOEM never addressed this and never looked back and said, wait a minute, what's going on here? You know, we know that in National Marine Fisheries Service and NOAA, they chose this area as a habitat area of particular concern by one of the fish councils that takes place up in New England. Did BOEM say anything to anyone about that? Nope, they just approved it. No problem. So we feel like this is a really good case. This is the very first high-voltage, direct current, open-loop cooling water system in the entire federal waters. They've never done this before. So why wouldn't you use a higher standard?
Well, I am really, really... Anything, on that note, anything else you want to tell the people of our city or state? Because my stomach is turning.
Well, I know that there's a huge push now against ORES and against the climate change, the CLCPA, because I believe the governor has moved the goalpost now back to 2050, because there's no way that any of the choices about what part must be renewable will work without bankrupting virtually every ratepayer that exists here in New York. They should have never approved it. That was based on a standard back from the Cuomo administration, and now they changed the mechanism to this renewable energy service within the Department of Public Service, so the people that are affected can't even appropriately go to the Department of Public Service and go, you can't put this in here. There's a woman who works on, I believe she's got a solar farm that she's fighting, Alexandra, I think her last name is Fazzulo, and it's on wetlands where it has specifically important types of plants that they just want to plaster with this multi-thousand acre solar farm. Everyone's lost the plot. The point is to save the environment. You don't do it by destroying your environments. And it really needs to be fixed soon.
Bonnie Brady, please do me a favor. Stay on top of this, because you're working for all of us. You're working for our city, our state, our country, and somebody has to stay on top of it and tell the American people the truth. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me, John. Have a great day.